Be sure to spend your summer with your friends, family, and of course your... Hi guys, it's Emily here from Miscellaneous FUZ, and it's been a while since I've done a squishy video, but I'm doing one today, and it's going to be another Disney squishy makeover. I am so excited to be doing this, and there's paint on my fingernail, so sorry. Oh well. But before we get started, I wanted to show you guys these new metallic puffy paints that I got from Amazon. They are so beautiful. I love them so much. That was aggressive. Good job. I also got this Beast 40 color 3D fabric paint. Oh, and I accidentally left paint it. Just disregard that. Oh, I love this. I arranged it so it's all in rainbow order. But without further ado, let's get started. Oh wait, never mind. I also have spoons, toothpicks, and plates. Loads of plates. Okay, first squishy that I have here is this cupcake squishy. I've had this squishy for a pretty long time now, and I think it's time to give it a new non-poopy look, because that frosting looks like poop, dude. Next, I have my Lele Cloud. I've had this squishy for 2 years. I cannot even believe it, but I wanted to give it a new look because I've had it for a long time and I want to refresh it. And finally, I have this really shiny and really weird, I don't know, is this a cornet or something? I don't know, but it has a butt sticking out of it and it's pretty cute. I have 2 of these, but yeah. The main goal of my decoed squishies is to make them Disney themed, because I love Disney so much, and I want to express that through my squishies. Okay, so first I'm starting off by putting white over the cupcake frosting because it's brown and dark, and this is a time where I had no idea what I was going to do with this squishy, but later I actually put black over this, so this step was pretty pointless. Okay, so after looking at some photos off of Google, I decided that I was going to make this a Mickey Mouse inspired cupcake, and I made these really cute ears out of memory foam that I cut out myself, and I'm actually attaching them using only puffy paint because I don't have fabric fusion or whatever. Okay, so now here I am struggling to get this black paint open. It literally took me forever, but I finally did it, and I'm painting everything. The ear fell off, so that's great. So I'm just painting all of the frosting black because it's Mickey themed and he has black fur. I always forget that he's a mouse. Is that just me? I always forget that he's a mouse because he has like that white tan face, which doesn't really make him seem like a mouse. See here, I'm using a paintbrush to do this because I want to be like Moriah Elizabeth. I'm just kidding. It's because it's easier and more efficient than using one of my handy dandy spoons. It gets better inside the little lumps and like edges of the frosting. It makes it ultimately so much smoother than a spoon, which makes like swirlies. Okay, so now I'm using my white metallic paint as a drizzle and to kind of represent that tan part of his face that I was talking about earlier. And as you can see, it's kind of like really rough here, but I smooth it out and I end up doing 2 coats of these because one was not enough. When it dried, it was very transparent. And also on the ears, it got very messy, but don't worry, I cleaned that up. Now I'm just doing the edge part of the cupcake lining, which was very tedious and stressful because it was very skinny and thin, and at some points it was like even skinnier than it was before, so it definitely got on to the black frosting. Why did I say that so weirdly? Now I'm doing a second coat for the lining with my red metallic paint. I didn't mention that before, but yeah, look how amazing it looks. It is absolutely perfect. And I don't know why, but like the foam had like lumps on it and it really showed through the puffy paint, but honestly I don't really care. Here is me doing the back part of the lining, and I'm pretty sure I did 2 coats of this later on, and I'm using a paintbrush this time. For the front part I actually used a spoon, but the paintbrush actually worked really well. and it helped get into the creases a lot easier than with the spoons. And here I am cleaning up the sides where it was very messy. Okay, so for the cloud, I immediately knew what I was going to do. I was going to make this an up-themed squishy. So first I started off by putting white paint on the top as like a base. Then I drew a blueprint for how the house was going to look and what the colors were going to be. It was actually very difficult for me to find the right colors for the house. They were very pastel, and at first I did not get it. So this try that you're seeing right here is actually a failed try. It looked absolutely terrible. The colors were completely wrong. I accidentally did like angles wrong, and like the sizes were wrong. Like everything was so wrong about it. Once I finished, I immediately wiped it off. So here I am doing it again, and as you can already see, the color is so much lighter than it used to be. And oh my gosh, the end product looked so cute. I was so proud of it. I still am proud of it. I made sure to take my time with this. I didn't want to rush it because I knew if I did, then it would look how it looked before. Okay, so now I am adding the pink window frames. They first started out as lines, but then I realized that the toothpick was too thick, so I just filled in the whole thing and it looked just fine. Now this is me struggling to find the right sky blue. It took me so long. It was either too light, too dark, too gray looking, and I ended up with a color that kind of looked like the Pixar blue, so it turned out fine. I was kind of hoping for a sky blue, but you know, whatever. The reason why there's nothing like behind the house is because I'm planning on making there being clouds. And look at this cloud, doesn't it kind of look like a car or something? Now I'm filling in the clouds with white and kind of doing it in a swirly motion to kind of give that fluffiness kind of vibe. And I love just painting by just doing it straight from the bottle because then I can be actually pretty precise. Now putting the white around the house really stressed me out because, again, was so proud of what it was and I did not want to screw it up. Now I'm just putting little dark lines on the green pastel part of the house to give more detail, to make it have more depth. Now it's time for the balloons, and this was actually really fun. I don't even know why. There's nothing really special about it, just doing a bunch of dots in rainbow colors, but this was actually really fun. And I loved how it turned out. I really like how the shape was, and this is me first starting off by just doing the big balloons, and eventually I started making smaller dots. Some of them look kind of demented. After making the first set of balloons, I switched from the pointy tip of the toothpick to the bottom, which was like a circle and kind of thicker, so that I can just press on little dots with a bunch of different colors, and I put them all in random spots. Some of them were like the same color and cluttered in the same spot, and also the paint stuck up from the toothpick and it got really spiky. Now I'm just working on the back and making an outline for the clouds, and I actually used a brush to do this. Before I used a toothpick, but now I'm evolving and using a brush, which worked really well actually. And I'm covering all the non-cloud parts with blue. Just like before, I'm using white as the clouds. Wow, shocker. I thought I was going to use orange. These clouds on the back actually turned out super thick, probably because I used 2 coats instead of 1. What to do with this squishy? That's what I told myself at first, but then I realized this is the perfect squishy to represent a Pooh Bear. Do you remember that scene where Pooh Bear got himself stuck in Rabbit's hole? Well, I do, and if you don't remember, here's a picture to remind you. So that is exactly what I'm going to do, but not really, because the shape doesn't really match the scene that well, so it's not going to be super accurate, but you'll be able to tell what it is once I'm finished. So this is where I performed my first ever caught on camera surgery. So it was a very stressful time for me because if I got it wrong, then whoops. And these were really big scissors, so it was very hard to clean up everything and make it all nice and smooth, so I didn't. At first I was just planning on keeping that gold, orange, yellow color, so this is me making that. Now I'm preparing to put on the red shirt, the iconic red shirt of Pooh Bear. I know you don't actually see that in the actual film, but who cares? People probably wouldn't understand what this is and who it is without the red shirt. Beautiful. Also, when I was doing this, I was digging into the squishy so hard to keep it in my hands, I accidentally made a hole. Now I'm making grass. Fun. Like with the clouds, I used the paintbrush to make the outline for the grass, so it gives it more of a whooshy, free-flowing type of feel. And to fill all of it up, I used a toothpick. Now this is when I decide to change the color of the butt. There was always something wrong with it when I looked at it at this point, so I was like, okay, screw it, I'm just going to paint it like Pooh Bear. And I'm so happy that I did. The first time that I did it, I had the perfect color, but then I ruined it, and you'll see that in the future. Now time to make the dirt. At first, I had way too dark of a color, so I had to add white, and it turned into this kind of cocoa, like hot chocolate type of color. So I put that on. I still don't really like it, like to this day. It'll do, it still looks fine. And actually when it dried, the color got darker, which made it look better. Wow, look at me all out of frame and everything. Wow. Now this is where everything got messed up. I was an idiot and tried to make Pooh Bear look more realistic to the original film, and I added the stitchings to his butt, and it looked so terrible. Oh my gosh. So I covered it up with yellow paint, and guess how many coats it took to actually finally cover it all? 4! That means I used 4 different types of yellows, so now the end product has a bunch of weird different yellows because I didn't cover everything. Anyways, now I'm making the details in the dirt because it looked very boring and bland, so I wanted to make the dirt more interesting. And to do that, I made little tiny mountains to represent like rocks or like clumps of dirt. I don't really know. I really like how it turned out. I feel like I spaced out everything pretty evenly. And finally, of course, my signature make the bottom black because I'm too lazy to make anything else because black is black and black covers up colors with only one coat. So, yeah. Here is the Mickey Mouse cupcake. I am so happy with how this turned out. I think it looks so cute, so much better than that doo-doo that it used to be. Just kidding, it looked just fine. Don't come at me. I'm grateful for everything. There are still a lot of flaws, like the icing could be better, but I still love it for who it is. The ears are really satisfying to squish, and also they stay on, so I'm happy about that. And ultimately, it's very squishy, it's very sticky as well, that's how it always is, but yeah, and the bottom isn't black. Oh, look at that shine, oh my gosh. Next up, the Up House. Oh my gosh, I'm so funny, I know. I love how this turned out. I think it looks so cute. I'm so happy. It's kind of exactly how I thought it was going to turn out, so thumbs up for me. It's very sticky. The cloud kind of looks weird, and the halves have really different blues, but you know, I love it for who it is. It's very spiky where the balloons are, I've mentioned it before, and also I messed up because I was too eager to squish it, but again, I love it for who it is. It is extremely squishy, it's very airy, but super slow rising. Super slow rising. And finally, my Winnie the Pooh stuck in a hole squishy. This turned out super cute. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I kind of wish that I did a second coat of the brown because you can kind of see through it and see the white, but I don't really care. I still love how it looks, and it's very squishy like all the other ones. And I didn't poke holes in these because over time, the squishies do tend to just not get as squishy as they used to be, so I'm just gonna let nature take its course and see what happens. Well, that is it, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed. This was a very long process. It took me a total of 3 days to finish all of these squishies, but I'm really happy with how these turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please give this video a huge thumbs up. Please comment down below. Any video suggestions, we'll actually just do that on my community page. And also don't forget to subscribe to become a part of my Fuzzy Wuzzy army. And also forget to share my channel with your friends and family. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye! Fuzzy Wuzzy's out.